So the S22 is a pretty awesome wheel, however, no USB port, pretty annoying. A lot of the wheels these days aren't having USB ports, so I want to take it a step further, and I'm guessing if you're watching this, you've considered it too. So 12 volt port, very convenient, you can use it for a lot of stuff. You need a couple of these. It is a 75 to 150 volt step down to 13.8. They weren't too expensive. I'm running two because I want to use up to 100 watts. This will let me use like 140, which is pretty awesome because they're about 70 each. So my idea is I'm going to slap this right there. I have made this little custom fairing thingy, so I'm not sure where other people would put them. You could probably fit one here if you're not running more than 70 watts because they fit pretty perfectly in there as well. I just don't know where you put the switch. Maybe the switch could come back here or something. But either way, this is how I'm doing it. So this is going to slot down there, right there. And I'm just going to use like this sort of sticky shit so I can remove it if I have to get to this bolt, because that'll be, I mean, I could just unscrew these to get to it, but you know, it's nice to have the options of removing things if you want to. So I'm going to have it like that. That just is a switch on it. As you saw, or as you will see, this is the fuse. I've also got one inside the actual battery case. I'll show you how I did all that. And it's the positive, the negative. So I'm just going to wire that up now. And then this is going to be sitting just about there, so I can get stuff in and out plug-wise. So reason why I want to be able to do this is I live in a caravan, and yeah, it is pretty nice to be able to just like run a fan, or charge my headphones, or charge my Lenovo Go, or charge my phone, or really anything. Even you can even run a fridge off it. So yeah, there's a lot of advantages to having this. If I take it easy on the unicycle and go for a really long distance, my phone will die before the unicycle does. So I either have to carry a power bank anyway, which is generally pretty similar, maybe a little heavier than this. But with this, I can run everything I ever wanted and more. So I can use this and take it kayaking, or go to a place and inflate a kayak, or use it to inflate the an airbed instead of having to, you know, drive a car near a tent to inflate an airbed, or what have you. It's just really convenient, and like, you know, obviously you can use unicycles to just like carry heaps of shit as well. So yeah, I really like the idea of this, and I've used it quite a bit on the T4, which I don't have in here. But yeah, and I'm wiring this up now. Like, I just wired this bit up, and I connected to the negative because I've had these switches on the T4. I went through like 2 or 3 switches or something, connecting it to the positive, and you get a couple of switches and then it stops working. I'm not sure why. I connected to the negative, and it's never had a problem since. So I don't know if that was just like multiple faulty switches for some reason, or it just doesn't like high voltage on positive. I don't know. It's weird. But that's my findings, and I'm a negative man from now on, I suppose. Also, I do like the idea of having the positive fully isolated, just like, you know, a what's it called? This stuff, the glue heat shrink, the one with the glue in it. So it's like a watertight seal. So the positive is always like watertight. Obviously, it's got a fuse, so it's not going to be 100% watertight. I think it does actually have a little seal on this fuse, if I'm remembering right. It doesn't look like it, but yeah, either way, that's how I'm doing it. Now that I know that these two are actually connected, even though the BMS states that they're not, because it says they're different voltages when they're clearly connected through the motherboard. I think there's just the BMS isn't great as far as like perfect accuracy. But yeah, so I've already made up this cable. I gotta wait for 150 volts step down now, because I only have 100 volt step downs. But yeah, now I know this works, I'm going to solder this onto this one, onto the positive, that onto the negative, since I only need literally, because it's 130 volt, or whatever it is, 130 something, 108 anyway, is the nominal. So it's like 1 amp, so I got a 1.5 amp fuse in this one, and this is going to be inside here, because as you can tell, there's actually like a lot of room in here, like loads, like a full knuckle deep amount of room. So that should be able to easily fit in there, snugged up with these, because I think that also fits in there. It all fits pretty comfortably in there. So I'm going to have an internal fuse, which is going to sit inside there, and then I'll have that coming through here and then out here. I think, or I might just wrap it around through here. Depends how high the rollers go. I don't think they go that high though. Nah, looking at that dust line, it makes it look like it doesn't go that high. Looks like it stops just shy of that, which is good. Means I don't have to worry about it smashing into anything. And yeah, so I'll have it coming down, and I'll have all the electronics just here. So I think I might have to run 2 step downs, unfortunately, because it's really hard to find an 8 amp or a 10 amp one, which is what I need for 100 watts if I want to, you know, run high powered stuff, or higher powered than just a phone. Solder to the positive done and strong. I'm going to tape it up, and then I'll solder the negative on. I'm going to wrap that around the negative, and I'll thread the cable through, and I'm going to, until I get the parts from AliExpress, I'm going to leave this fuse out. Even though this is the positive and you can't get to it, I'm still going to leave the fuse out just in case. You know, better safe than sorry. That's the negative, just so I remember. So it'll be negative to the adapter, positive to the adapter, and then after the adapter, 12-volt port, I'm done. So I'll have that threaded through, and then probably through this, if I can fit it through that. Nice. Yep, I'll go around there, through there, and then just down there. Right there, nice and safe. Alright, got the fuse in, it's all wired up. Hopefully no smoke. That's a good sign. Let's plug this in, and hopefully I'm getting 13 volts out. Hey, here we go, it's on. 13.9. Cool. That's good. So I should switch this off, and it should lose power, and then everything's working as it should. Nice. Perfect. Now I just gotta, you know, make it all pretty and along here, and I got 12 volts, or 13.9 volts to the system. That is awesome. I can legit use this to slow charge like a jump start pack or whatever I want. Yep, I'm glad I've done this. Alright, so it's all in place. That's what it looks like. It's got a cover on it. It looks like there's a decent amount of space between hitting anything, as you can see there. I'm going to keep this cover on it just because of its placement. I feel like when it rains it'll probably get wet. But yeah, this is the 130 watt adapter. Hopefully it fits nicely. Lights up perfectly. Fits with a little bit of clearance, not a lot though, which isn't great, but I'll you know, I'll see how it goes. Might be able to push it up a bit further, make it a bit more spacious. I'm not going to be using this one unless I'm charging my Lenovo Go or need a high power. And I'm just keeping the cables and such on this side, just like behind this sheath. So yeah, everything's nicely tucked away. I can just pull it out and plug it in, because yeah, I think it's a good idea just for me to keep this covered, just because it's, you know, it's probably going to rain and hit that area. But yeah, all this is all waterproofed. These boxes are all potted and waterproofed. I have literally hot glued around this whole entire switch, which is pretty good. So that's all nice and done. Personally, I always like having a switch click down to be off, because it's a lot easier to knock things down than it is to knock them up. So yeah, I think that's a good move. So I recommend doing that too. And if I want to take the fuse off, the fuse is right here, so I can just take the power out of the whole system nice and easily. So yeah, that's it. That's all done and dusted. I hope you liked the video, and if this helps, feel free to like, subscribe, and all that biz, because I'm always doing random shit like this, because everything always has room for improvement. But yeah, I've wanted to do this for ages. It's awesome that it can. So yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, and all that. See you on the next one.